All right, well, welcome everybody to the War Report. Always hate to have to start off with the 10-bell salute, and unfortunately, we lost another legend in the business, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Kind of unexpected. I mean, he hasn't been in the greatest of health. If you ever watch Total Divas, you could actually see how he's gotten a little worse over the years. And this just happened to be one of those slip and fall, hit the head, and just, that's a wrap. So, yeah, again, welcome everyone to the War Report. Steve, tagmeadate.com. And, of course, I got the crew. I got Amanda from Wrestlerumble. We got Eric with Tag Me a Date. Kat with Tag Me a Date. And Ryan with Tag Me a Date. Everybody's here except for Ryan. Ryan's spending some family time. You are missed, my friend.
Right there.
It was Vince.
Oh, Vince. See, I'm all fucked up. Yeah, see, Jimmy and Bill Neidhart has got me all fucked up. But, yeah, Vince spending some family time. So we look forward to having him back next week. But holy shit, do we have a lot to cover. Again, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, tragic heart and condolences go out to the Hart family and Natalia and everyone else. Glad to see. I was at first when Raw started, they didn't really do anything. And I was kind of like, what the hell? And I said, I hope they really put something together. And, of course, they did, and it was a great package. What are your guys' thoughts? Amanda, let's start with you.
I did not watch Raw. I haven't watched Raw or Smackdown in the last, 3 weeks, so I'm still behind, and I'm not, the right person to talk to.
Well, I'm talking more about Jimmy Anvil Neidhart. Anything. I mean, the Hart Foundation. That was your deal.
I'm such a daddy's girl, and from watching Total Divas and seeing how close Natty was with her father, it just made me feel awful for her. I can't even do it right now.
Yeah, it's a real blow to the business, and I don't think the Anvil got his due. You know what I mean? I don't think he was ever recognized to the level that he should have been recognized, if that makes sense. Bret Hart was the rising star of the Hart Foundation. But Jim the Anvil Neidhart was no Marty Jannetty. You know what I mean? And I don't think that he ever got his just due. But he was great at what he did, and he didn't have to do much. You know what I mean? His actions spoke, and he got to just be a powerhouse in the ring and do his laugh because, that's what everyone, and of course, the goatee. But anyone else have anything they want to add about Jim? I know, Eric, you had the honor of meeting him, right?
Yeah. God, it was. This is a tough one for me too, because this is my childhood. I grew up with the Hart Foundation. It was one of my favorite tag teams. Probably will go down as one of the greatest tag teams of all time. But yeah, I did get to meet Jim and his wife that day, and he didn't look good. And we know his health was in decline anyway. But this was just unexpected the way he passed, and I think you're right. He didn't get his just due. He was pretty underrated, I think, and he brought a lot to the table, and especially in that tag team, and he'll definitely be missed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ryan, what about you? Kat, you guys have any specific things about him or anything that,
You know what's really crazy? At least, we all know Jim the Anvil Neidhart from the Hart Foundation, and we loved him. Then when he came back, he came back with the new foundation, and he did all that stuff, and then there was the Hart Foundation, revamp in '97. It's crazy for me to fathom that of that entire unit, the only one left alive is Bret.
Yeah.
That entire faction is passed away, and they all passed away so young. He's the oldest one to pass away at 63.
Yeah.
If you want to take it in the horrible angle, if you want to look at the karma in the Montreal Screwjob, who really got hit by the karma stick other than Brett?
Yeah.
Not trying to say anything, but just
No,
looking
but
at
you're right.
And this is now like kind of rivaling the tragedy of the Von Erichs, you know,
Yep.
at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, because we
yeah.
lost Owen
I
in
hate saying
'99.
it, but
We
you
lost
look
Brian Pillman. Crazy. It's just absolutely insane. Davey Boy. It's unbelievable. I mean, Jerry Lawler used to make the joke that the Hearts were cursed.
Yeah.
It's getting kind of scary.
And actually, you know what? I actually, now that you just, I stand corrected, because if Aretha Franklin does pass, we've actually had our 3.
Yep.
Brian Christopher,
Mhm.
which is now being investigated as a potential murder. So
They always come in 3. It's always in 3.
they really do. It's so freaky, but you're right. It really always happens in 3s. There's no rhyme or reason. It's just it just happens that way.
Yeah, because that week we had Brick Firehouse or whatever his name. We had Nikolai Volkov and Brian Christopher in 24 hours.
Oh my God, that's right. I forgot about Volkov already
So
too.
now we have Jim yesterday. I mean, I hate to say this, we're probably going to have Aretha Franklin at some point this week. So there will be a 3rd person this week.
Yeah, that's very true.
I saw that on the news just now that they actually just called Aretha's family to the house.
Yeah, so she may not even make it through the night. So
Exactly.
Well, listen, I want to try and pick things up a little bit, and you know, for those of you that didn't see Raw, those of you that did see Raw, this is definitely a Raw all the way start to finish. I would recommend going and watching. It was actually a good Raw all the way through. It was booked right. The matches delivered. The segments delivered, in my opinion. It was a great final Raw to lead us into SummerSlam. Now, of course, there's one of the biggest things that happened last night. You know, I don't know how to feel about this, because part of me is very excited, and I popped like everyone else when this music hit and we got the return of a fucking diesel-ass Dean Ambrose. But
Dean Ambrose.
Oh my God! But I want to just
that Hunter's haircut.
Yeah, well, I want to just ask this, and I want to throw it out to you guys, because I've been saying this for a very, very long time. And again, as much as I popped and got excited about it, why the element of surprise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I say it all the time. It's that they've taken that away from us. And this is a prime example. Why not tease it until SummerSlam and have the roof fly off the building when it's SummerSlam? I just don't understand why they always feel the need to rush these things and not, you know, what do you guys think?
I don't see it selling more tickets, so that removes the reasoning to do it on Monday night.
What?
Oh, saying Ambrose is going to be at SummerSlam is going to, a week out, is going to boost ticket sales. So that removes Kevin Nash's theory, you can't promote me if nobody knows I'm there.
I hear you.
But they're not promoting him for a match, so.
Well, right. And let me ask you this too. I mean, I like Dean Ambrose a lot. I've always liked Dean Ambrose. I like his gimmick. I like his style. He's great on the mic. He's good in the ring. I've always been a fan of Dean Ambrose. But at the end of the day, when you're looking at names that are going to draw for SummerSlam, you're not thinking Dean Ambrose. You're thinking Ronda Rousey. You're thinking Brock Lesnar. You're thinking, you know, those are your two that are drawing the most seats right now. Those are your top two, Ronda and Brock.
That's what I was pretty much getting at, was there isn't much of a draw to announcing them before, but you can get a nice pop at SummerSlam for a surprise return.
Yeah.
I think have gotten more of a pop as a surprise return, though, if he just came out and saved the day for Seth Rollins in the match.
Right.
I don't think that's how it's going to roll out.
Well, did you see the rumor? Did you see the rumor that I posted before, like the possible spoiler for Sunday?
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't have a chance, so why don't you throw it out there?
So the potential is, the possible spoiler is that Roman Reigns is going to win squeaky clean against Brock Lesnar. I know, Amanda, I have the same reaction. Brock Lesnar, so infuriated, gets in there and starts beating the ever-living piss out of Roman Reigns, which that part I like.
Yeah.
But then the Shield, which, you know, Dean and Seth come in and help Roman beat the shit out of Brock, do the Shield triple, you know, power bomb thing, and it brings a Shield reunitement to get the fans hopefully behind the fact that Roman Reigns is going to be champion.
And then Braun cashes in.
That would be great.
Because I'll tell you right now, the only way I'm going to be happy with any finish to this match is that at the end of the day, the man that leaves that building is Braun fucking Strowman.
See, someone posted on one of the switchboards today, though, does Braun exclusively have to do Raw, or could he do SmackDown?
As far as I'm aware, and if anyone, you know, say so, but as far as I've always been aware, you have the right to cash in anytime, anywhere, on any show.
Because here's the thing. Someone actually posted, let's say that they're working this whole Shield thing as Roman Reigns being the champion. Then what if, like, Samoa Joe wins, and then Braun goes and cashes in on Samoa Joe or something?
I would be so angry because I am actually in, and I am rooting for Samoa Joe. I think it's his time. AJ had a great run. This will not be his last run. It'll keep the feud going with AJ and Joe, and they're going to put on some amazing matches. I'm telling you, go and back and watch TNA footage of their feuds to get yourself ready, because these matches are going to be great. But I think Samoa Joe's walking out, hands down, walking as champ. But we'll get to predictions. I wanted, since we're kind of touching on Raw, I want to talk Ronda Rousey, because Ronda opened the show. Amazingly. And did a great job. Did a nice little tribute to the Anvil, of course, being Natty's best friend there. So it was a great opening segment. And then, of course, Alexa Bliss comes out, and Ember Moon's out there already.
Last night, too.
What was that?
Alexa did a really great promo last night, too.
Oh, yeah. Her promo work is getting better and better every single week. I love everything Alexa does.
Alicia Fox outfit, not so much.
Well, did you see there was a meme I shared? Right? How that was so perfect.
It's just lost the niche, that's all.
Yeah. But I you know, so now Alexa comes out with Alicia and her security, which the biggest guys in that security were probably 6'5", 6'6", about 280, 290. I mean, these were big guys. And Ronda destroys them all. Except the one last guy whose eyes popped out and he jumped out of the ring, which was hilarious. But I thought that was just a great opening segment. It got everybody pumped and ready to go. Ronda's a fucking star. Ronda is just, she's really, you know what it is? You know what it is with Ronda? She gets it.
Yep.
Yeah.
She gets it. I mean, there's just, there are certain things you can't be taught.
Yep.
You just get it, and she gets it. And she's a rock star.
The fact that she's such a diehard fan, too.
Right.
That's her, like, adrenaline into this, because when she comes out with that mean look on her face, like, I'm ready. And then as soon as she gets that pop, she's like, this is really for me. Like, she becomes the fan again, all excited. And
she's amazing with that. She can turn, like, she has this gorgeous smile.
She really does.
She gets the mean face, and it's like, holy shit, what? It's like a Jekyll and Hyde thing. It's amazing. And
let me say this, too, because if you guys recall, I was getting a little annoyed with Ronda. Right, and I was saying that, you know, she's got to drop the smile. She always comes out smiling and this and that. You know what? I take that back. And the reason why I'm taking it back is because there's nothing better with Ronda right now than that transition of that smile, being a fan, to I'm gonna rip your fucking head off.
Yeah.
Got the Shamrock thing nailed.
Right. Yes. 100%. Kat, you and I are on the same page.
She's getting
But
in
she
the
really
zone.
does, because she comes out all happy-go-lucky. You smack her, you do something, and it's just like, and she goes total apeshit, just like how Ken Shamrock used to. It's perfect.
I love it. I love what they're doing.
And did you guys see that there's that one video, it was about the game with Ronda, her little tribute to Piper, and it was just made me cry.
Yeah. Oh my God, it made me cry too, yes.
You two are fucking hilarious.
I will say one thing though, at least we know Ronda Rousey doesn't like bats.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a bat.
I mean, not for nothing, I don't know many people that actually, would like chill or hang out with a bat.
Well, here's what scares me more though. What the hell was it doing in the light flapping around with all that?
Well, now you pose a very, very good question. One that I cannot answer.
No, but like, okay, I would probably, like, if I see a bat flying in the dark or whatever, okay, it's supposed to be doing that. Inside, in light, yeah, not so much.
So Ronda was a great way to start the show, get everything, really up and running. And I just felt like it just everything beyond that, it just everything worked out. Oh, okay. Renee at the announce table. I am so happy. All I can say is it's about time that there be a woman at that Raw announce table for the entire show. And I am so happy that the honor was given to Renee because
and she kicked ass at it.
Unbelievable. She was on the money. And from what I understand, because you guys all know, like Mick Foley would say, like he hated it because Vince is always screaming and yelling in his ear and this and that. Apparently, Vince only had to say one thing to Renee the entire 3 hours. And apparently, Michael Cole went on a praising spree. I'm telling you right now, this was not, hey, let's just throw Renee in there. This was, let's see if she can do it, because Michael Cole's been talking about retiring for a while now, and they might be getting her ready to take the lead announce spot and take over Michael Cole, and then you'd have for the first time a woman the lead, and fantastic. I am so happy for Renee. I thought that was fantastic.
In her interview, the comments that Vince was saying in her ear was apparently just slow down a little. You're talking a little too fast. That's
which is true. She talks fast
all night.
I don't blame her though.
That's your nerves.
But that's the best compliment you can get. If that's the only thing he tells you, you did great. You're sold.
Amen. And it's not going to hurt the fact that social media was nothing but positive. I don't think I heard one negative thing about her at all.
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, and social media pretty much is just negative.
Well, yeah.
Well, this is great, though, to then even, like for future, like you said, for Michael Cole and everything like that take over. But this is great to then at least solidify that we're going to have a head female broadcaster for Evolution.
And too?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that's absolutely. Yeah, no, 100%.
But someone that knows what they're doing for a change, not just this, oh, hi, thanks for having me here. I'm so happy.
Well, but no, and Kat, you're right. And that's why, like, you and I have always said this. And we've been saying this for a long time. Renee is the one. She's the one. Yeah. I mean, I've heard Lita at the announce table, and quite frankly, does not hold a candle to Renee.
And even though Beth Phoenix did a good job at the mixed Facebook challenge, it still doesn't hold a candle to what Renee did last night.
Right.
Yeah, Beth Phoenix had a lot to juggle in the mixed match challenge.
Oh, absolutely. And I said I'm not taking anything away from Beth at all. I think she did a good job. But I think Beth Phoenix had to do 20, 30 minutes.
I agree,
Renee
100%.
did 3 hours.
Oh, I was just comparing the atmosphere of Raw versus the mixed.
Absolutely.
It'll be interesting to see how they
handle Michael Cole, because that's what they both had to do.
Yeah.
So we had Renee, we had Ronda Rousey tearing up Raw. You had, what was the next big thing, really?
Paul fucking Heyman.
Paul fucking Heyman. So that was obviously the end of the show. They teased that Seth Rollins, would be there by the end of the show to do this contract signing with Dolph Ziggler. Heyman came out. Well, that was right before the main event.
Yeah.
Right? Roman came out.
That was still into, like, halfway into hour 2.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's right. Yeah. That's right. It was a lot earlier than that. Yeah, you're right. So either way, Roman came out. Heyman, as usual, and we say it time and time again, just cuts one of those outstanding promos. And I really thought when he said that Samoan line, and you saw Roman's reaction, and then he hands him that piece of paper, I'm saying to myself, this is where they're going to leave it, and we're going to possibly get the heel turn of Roman teaming up with Paul at SummerSlam. I did not see that pepper spray coming, and everything that I've read is that it was real pepper spray. Roman asked for real pepper spray, which is insane because it looked like Paul used almost the entire goddamn bottle on him.
See, that was an entire debate between me and Justin. Justin's saying that's water. I said, that ain't water. You don't react to water like that.
I said the same thing.
And Roman's not that good of an actor, so we know it's real.
Well, right. I said it was water too. And then everything I've been reading, I mean, take it for what it is. It's what I'm reading. I don't know. I can't confirm it, but everything I'm reading says it was the real deal at Roman's request.
When the guy jumped in the ring with the bottled water and the towel too, that was pretty legit, because normally story-wise there's an EMT out there and they're doing all the bullshit. That looked like that was a quick rinse out.
Yeah, but I think they would know, like, the first rule of thumb is when you get sprayed with pepper spray is water and a towel. And so,
but I'm meaning it in kudos to the fact that it may have been more legit, like you're saying, because
right. But see, that's what made it a home run of a segment, right? Because we're sitting here debating, well, was it legit or was it not? Right. Was it a work? And
that's the definition of a great segment.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But see, and that's what goes back to what I was saying at the very beginning of the show. From start to finish, the flow, the segments, everything was just, everybody hit what they needed to. And it was just done very well.
I really want to know what Paul's translation was, though, of what he said to Roman Reigns.
Ryan.
And what he said in Samoan.
I'm going to work on that.
Thank you. We'll get back to you at the end of the show, because I am actually curious too, and I'm sure it's on there.
That was so brilliant, because he was talking about Sika and Afa and everything, and just there's no one better than him.
See,
there really is not.
Though that kind of bummed me out, though, because I really was hoping for Paul Heyman to take Roman Reigns on as a client.
I felt for it too. I'm like, this is
solidify a heel turn. You know what I mean? It would just be great,
exactly.
and Roman wouldn't have to talk. Although his promos, I don't care what anyone says, his last few promos I think have been very good. I got to give him credit where credit's due. I think Roman's last couple promos have been great, and the week before.
But last night I was actually convinced. I was like, okay, and everybody knows I am not a Roman Reigns fan whatsoever. But
that's heavily documented.
Exactly. As I said, I will even give him the kudos that last night I'm like, okay, this is tolerable. It's getting better, and it went from there. Like with the whole thing with arguing with Paul, like I don't think so, and everything. It meshed. It worked really well.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Paul Heyman could have made him look like a fucking chump.
Well, yeah, but you know what, too? You got to remember, when Paul Heyman's involved, it's going to be a home run. Because even if something is going south, he is so good at what he does, he can save any segment. All he has to do is start talking.
But he didn't have to make that effort. There wasn't that spot where it was like dead air or, okay, this is how you cut a promo. There was none of that there. He kept
100%, 100%, and that's why it was such a great segment. 100%. Yep. I agree. So you had that, and right? This is unusual. So we had that. That was fantastic. The Bayley Sasha tag team continues. Sasha had a singles match, but of course the women were in the corners. What do you guys think? I really think the heel turn's coming at SummerSlam on one of them. I think this is all just going to lead to SummerSlam, or you think they're going to keep them together? And
I don't think any of them are scheduled for anything.
They don't have a match.
they're going to wind up having a match with the Riot Squad.
Yeah.
It's going to happen because now Ruby Riot's back and everything. Love the tag me a date hair, by the way, Ruby. Appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, so I think they're going to set that, but I don't know.
I'm done.
It just seems a little. It seems a little. I don't know. One of them's got to go. They got a feud. One of them's got to go to a different show. They got to do something with that, in my opinion. But still a great segment, though. What?
I said I want Bailey as the heel.
Yeah, me too.
I'm with you.
That should be a heel so many times. We've seen nothing but Bailey be the babyface. So let this be the reason that she finally snaps.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. We keep it going. This is 3 for 3.
Where are the party lights?
So then we had Seth Rollins getting back in the nick of time, of course, to sign the contract, which obviously it was known that he's allowed to have somebody in his corner, and of course, as we talked about earlier, Dean Ambrose comes out to
someone's psychotic when you can have a lunatic.
You know what was funny too, if you guys notice? Renee Young was very quiet.
He did not talk at all. Yep.
And you had to, she must have been busting.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But holy huge.
Yeah.
It must be nice when you have a lot of money and you can't work and collect a paycheck. It's okay because you have a lot of money and you can just work out 3 times a day, every day, and get jacked because he is enormous. And I like the potential spoiler that you laid out, Kat, with the Shield and everything at SummerSlam, but in my gut, the new look of Ambrose, in my gut, he's turning on Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, and Rollins is losing to Dolph Ziggler.
I kind of like that.
I think we're going to get a heel lunatic.
Yeah, I think that's closer to reality.
The head shaved, juiced. I mean, and I don't mean juiced like he's roid. He's just jacked.
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably the biggest I've ever seen him.
It has to be.
It's almost like when Triple H left with the first quad tear and then he came back and he was just absolutely shredded.
He was super shredder, yeah.
Oh, my God. It was unbelievable. Even Edge had the same thing when he was first out with that neck injury and he came back jacked. I mean, it was just, he looks great. And I'm excited that he's back again. The element of surprise, God damn it. I wish it would have just been.
But then there might be more element of surprise than if he does the heel thing like you did, because there was a lot of responses on the internet, excited that he was back and everything. And they're calling him the lunatic fringe. You notice he didn't do any of the stuff that he normally does.
It was all about just the look in his face.
It was just all that look and just pure power, which is not the usual Dean. So what you're saying, that now makes more sense.
But see, and now what I'm saying though is, as good as this theory is, how much better would it have been if the surprise at SummerSlam, his music hits, he comes out, the crowd goes fucking crazy, right? He fucking and then Rollins is about to win the match, boom, heel turn. All at once. It would be massive overload and it would be awesome because it would just be so unexpected. Him showing up. Not that it would have been so unexpected because the rumors have been coming for a long time that he's been cleared and ready to go. So it was a matter of time. But still, I think altogether in that one night, I think to me just would have been more meaningful.
I agree.
Let me put this scenario out there.
Go for it.
Heel Shield backed by Paul Heyman.
Ooh.
That'd be interesting.
I only have one issue with that. I don't need Seth Rollins as a heel again right now.
Okay, fair enough.
That's true.
My only issue. I have no problem with the other two, but with Rollins.
What about a face shield with Heyman?
I mean, guys, not for nothing. I'm just not ready for the whiny little bitch to return. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what Rollins is as a heel. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a great heel, and he got us to hate him because he's a whiny little bitch, and it worked. but I have enjoyed him as a face, the burn it down, the everything. We got to keep that going for right now.
You know what I love about heels that are a heel that is kind of right in a certain way, because if anyone has motive to turn on Seth, it's Dean.
Yeah.
With the Shield. And so it's expected. So I like that when a heel has like kind of like an understandable motive for what they did. It brings more interest to the character like that.
Eric, and you're so right. Perfect example. Matt Hardy gets fired. Edge is with Lita doing their thing on TV. The crowd for months, every single time they came out, Matt Hardy chants, forced WWE to hire him back and have that live TV feud with Edge. But it was real because it was real shit that went on backstage behind the scenes, and it carried into the story. They were able to make it work and bring it to TV, and it made it such a much more impactful storyline to play out in front of live TV because everybody knew it was real. So when there's always a little truth in the storyline, to me, it always makes for a better storyline.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, Steve.
Yes.
Now, how were you saying they happen in 3?
Who just died?
British wrestling star Ian Doc Dean has died at age 48.
Wow, that's very young. I have no idea who that is.
I'm looking him up right now. British wrestling talent, best known as one half of Liverpool Lads in All-Star Wrestling throughout the 80s and 90s, alongside current NXT trainer Robbie Brookside.
No idea.
No idea, but there's 3.
There you go. And 48 years old. I mean, what the fuck is going on, man?
That's freaky that we were just talking about the 3 like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, no, it's true. Listen, it's getting it's 7:30. I think we covered enough for Raw. We got to transition now into our picks for SummerSlam and NXT. So yeah, Ryan, I'm gonna let you take this one over because
give me 1 second.
You are the fucking sheet king. You know, Ryan always puts together our picks, and lately he's done this new thing where he puts the pictures of them. It's hard to, but fucking awesome, man. I do like it. I love what you're putting into it. It's awesome.
Much easier to do now.
Fucking yeah, it is. And I have not done mine yet. I got to get on that. I got to do my thing. But I want to watch SmackDown first before I make my
screen here.
Eric, by the way, love the shirt. That's my boy.
And here we go.
All right. Let me I'm gonna put your screen front and center there, Ryan. We got you there. Look at that. This is beautiful. All right. So all right, well, fuck it. Let's start from the main event. So we're gonna start with Reigns and Lesnar Universal title. Amanda, we're gonna start with you. What is your pick?
I gotta go with Roman Reigns. Unfortunately.
And is Braun going to cash in the Money in the Bank?
He better, and that's only to save that arena from being rioted.
I happen to agree. Ryan, maybe you should also add in there, will there be a riot if Braun does not cash in?
Brooklyn, are you kidding me? Of course there's going to be a riot.
Yeah, that's for sure. So, E-Rock, where are you going?
I've got Reigns winning. I don't have Braun cashing in.
Really?
It's not, and don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't want him to. I want him to. I just don't think he will. After all, he does have a long time with it. He just won it in June. He's got a year from June, so he doesn't have to do it right now.
Well, true, but just I also think about the last Money in the Bank holder kept it for a very long time as well. So maybe this time it'll be cashed in sooner. That's kind of my thinking. But you're right; he's got plenty of time. Kat,
I actually put down the same as Eric. I put Roman Reigns, and I'm not putting the cash in for that because I'm kind of leading towards that idea that someone said that it was going to SmackDown.
Okay.
So I checked it off as no, and if I lose the point for that because I was wrong that he didn't do it, I'm okay with that.
Word. Ryan.
But for the question is, will Braun cash in? Does that mean will Braun cash in? Does it have to be for this match, or is it for the other match too?
Oh, fair point.
Ooh, that is.
Right.
Should I go and do one of these? Braun cash in mid-match?
Yeah, but all right, so you're just, I think it should just be made a general thing. Will Braun Strowman cash in, yes or no? At any point in the pay-per-view.
Like I said it as no, but if I lose the point because of it, because I don't think so, then I'm okay with that. Like I said.
I like the way Kat's thinking on that too. I agree. So
I'd rather be wrong on that.
Exactly.
Right. All right. Well,
I was right about 5 times on AJ Styles with Shinsuke Nakamura, and I wasn't happy about any of those 5 times.
Preach, sister. Preach. So for me, I actually agree somewhat. I think it's going to be Reigns. However, I do think that Braun is going to cash in. So I'm going with a cash in on Braun. Next match we have Ronda Rousey, Alexa Bliss for the Women's Raw title. Amanda, where are you going?
I'm going to go with Ronda Rousey.
Going with Ronda as the new women's champion. Eric?
Yeah.
I actually, for me, I don't know. I chose like a non-finish, like a DQ or no contest or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see that as well. Kat, what about you?
Build-up wise with the suspension and the vendetta and the rift going on and the glorified rookie, I gotta go Ronda.
Ryan?
I'm gonna have to go Ronda so she could headline the women's pay-per-view.
I'm with you, Ryan and Kat. I am going with Ronda Rousey. And Amanda, actually. I think we're all in the same boat here except for Eric. He's going to no contest. We got Braun Strowman, Kevin Owens, money for the Money in the Bank briefcase. Obviously, if I think Braun's going to be cashing in, then I'm going to go with Braun winning this match. And quite frankly, Braun technically lost the last one. So, yeah. Amanda, what do you think?
What if Braun cashes in before? Can he? I don't know the order of the matches actually.
Oh, that's actually a really good question.
That is interesting. What if he wins and cashes in, gets the title, and then loses the match?
Yeah.
I can't see Braun versus Kevin happening before Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. That's going to be the main event.
You mean after?
Right. That's what I mean.
Yep.
But what if it's after Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and he cashes in there?
I mean, I think just because this match has that stipulation, he's not going to.
That was pretty brilliant, though, honey.
Yeah. I mean, that is a brilliant idea. So.
Make it interesting.
Yeah. All right. Anyone else? Did everyone make their pick?
I got Braun.
Braun.
I can see Braun losing.
Yeah, I'm with you. Samoa Joe, AJ Styles for the WWE title. I'm going with Samoa Joe. Amanda?
No, I'm staying with Styles.
Just going with Styles. Eric?
I want Samoa Joe, but my gut tells me it's not his time just yet. So AJ.
Not his time yet. When the fuck is it going to be his time?
Next month. Next month.
Is it going to be his time at Evolution? What?
Next month, because next month is Hell in a Cell.
Next month he's going to come out as oh Jesus, Josie Samoa.
Joey Samoa.
Yeah.
Kat, what about you?
I'm going Samoa Joe. I think it's his time.
Ryan?
I gotta say they're gonna keep it on AJ Styles for 2K19 promotion.
Oh yeah, totally.
Fuck, I didn't think about that.
Fuck, I didn't either. All right, I may be changing mine. I gotta think about it. I will say this though.
Play video games. This fucking sucks.
I know. I will say this though. If I change my pick from Samoa Joe, then I'm picking it to DQ, and or like a no contest kind of deal.
That's what.
So now we got the triple threat for the SmackDown Women's title: Charlotte, Becky, and Carmella. Amanda.
I definitely think Carmella's losing. Becky.
Yeah.
I got Becky, my girl Becky, all the way.
All right, Kat, what are you saying? You're shaking your head no to Becky.
I got this as a no. I got this as a DQ. No one. The belt doesn't change. Carmella keeps it. Becky and Charlotte are gonna fight somewhere in this match, and it's gonna cost Carmella the opportunity to win.
All right, well, I'm actually going with the rest of the crew on this one, Kat. We are not going to agree this time. I'm going with Becky Lynch. I think it's Becky's time, and I think that is going to start the rivalry between Charlotte and Becky. It could, quite honestly, it could potentially turn Becky or Charlotte heel. I would say a heel Becky Lynch could be interesting. But I do definitely think Carmella's losing that title.
It'd be great for the women's.
They're going to change both women's titles on the same pay-per-view.
It is SummerSlam. Why not?
Yeah.
Go big or go home. That's my thinking. Yeah. All right, let's keep going down the line. We got next Daniel Bryan, The Miz. Finally, this match is happening. I say there is no way in hell Daniel Bryan loses. Amanda?
Yeah, I got to agree. No way he's losing.
Eric?
Oddly enough, I actually chose The Miz.
Did you know?
Yeah, because then it'll build it more, and then Bryan eventually gets the win.
Kat?
Possible.
I have deep down.
Unless The Miz does win, and then that builds to WrestleMania.
See, there should be a stipulation question. Are Maurice and Brie going to get involved?
I don't know. Is Maurice in condition to...
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, how old's the baby now? Like, is she ready? Like, can she...
It would have been... 6 weeks is the minimum before you're allowed to really do any physical activity. The baby was born in April.
Yeah, but there's physical activity and then there's wrestling. Like,
I don't think anything wrestling. Maurice barely wrestled before that anyway, aside from WrestleMania last year, but neither has Brie. So the two of them, two moms, can probably work something out.
That's true. They can protect themselves.
Yeah, I don't think it's not a full-on match, so it's possible that they could do something.
She had a C-section, so as long as her scars are recovered, there really shouldn't be any reason why she can't do anything minor.
Yeah. All right, so now we got Shinsuke Jeff Hardy U.S. title match. Unfortunately, and I hate to say unfortunately because I love both of these guys, but Shinsuke, I believe, is retaining the title.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yep.
I got Shinsuke also.
Anybody going with Jeff?
I might go with Jeff.
What you're thinking?
The only way I could see him winning is if there's somebody interferes. And then somebody being his brother. And then his brother retires the next day.
Oh.
Matt Hardy's not retiring yet.
No.
Let's end that talk. All right, moving along. Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler IC title match. I say I'm gonna go with my gut that we're gonna have a heel turn on Dean, and I'm gonna say Dolph keeps the title.
Yeah.
I would go with Dolph keeps the title even if they didn't have a heel turn.
Exactly. I had him before you ever came up.
I got Dolph either way.
Yeah. I can't see him losing it.
Bludgeon Brothers, The New Day, SmackDown Tag Team titles. Amanda, what do you think?
I hope New Day. I don't really get anything from the Bludgeon Brothers, so they don't do it for me.
Eric?
I've got the Bludgeon Brothers. Not that I want that, but I think that's what's happening.
Kat?
I have the Bludgeon Brothers also, and if you want to laugh, Eric, you see it. Alex with his obsession with wrestling now. He can't say Bludgeon Brothers, so when he sees them, he goes, "Mommy, look, the Bullshit Brothers."
That is hilarious.
Like, they're kind of right. That's exactly what they are, but...
Yeah.
Well, I am going to go with the Bullshit Brothers as well. I think they're going to retain the titles. So now moving down, we got Finn Balor, Baron Corbin. I'm going to go with Finn Balor. They got to give it to him. Will Balor enter as the Demon? I say no, unfortunately.
I have the exact same thing.
Amanda, Eric, what do you guys got? Ryan?
I say no.
I agree.
I say no Demon, but Balor got the win the last time, so I think Corbin's going with the win here.
I think it all hinges on if we see the Demon.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get it twisted.
There
I would
are
nothing
a
more
lot
than
of
to see the
matches.
Demon, but I don't think it's going to happen. Okay, we got Rusev and Lana versus Almas and Vega. I say it's going to be Almas and Vega.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got them too because of the whole Aiden English thing.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So that's an easy one. Cedric versus Gulick for the Cruiserweight title.
Gulick.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I would say Gulick. I think it's about that time.
I got Cedric, but I frankly don't give a shit.
I'm in that same category. I do not care.
I think nobody really gives a shit, but I do like Cedric. So unfortunately, I hate to say that, but B Team versus the Revival tag team titles.
B Team, go, go, go! When did they turn into the Spirit Squad?
I absolutely love them. I love the B Team. I love everything about them, but I think the Revival's taking the titles.
Yeah.
I got B Team.
I got B Team.
B Team.
Spirit Squad 2.0.
Yeah, right.
But they don't have as much spirit.
Well, if you
Dolph
go
can give him a
lead,
few
they
lessons.
do.
Well, put Dolph with them.
Nikki could give him a few lessons.
Mickey, Mikey. They were horrible.
So what else? That's it, right?
That's it for the SummerSlam.
That's SummerSlam. And then there's the 5 matches for TakeOver.
Well, we can talk about that briefly because we're got 10 minutes till SmackDown. But
We've got questions in the chat.
all right, so let's speed through this real quick and we'll cover the questions. Okay, so we have Baszler versus Sane, NXT Women's title. I don't give a shit, but Carrie Sane, I will say.
I like her pirate gimmick.
I love Pirate Theory.
Yeah, I think Shayna's going to retain.
I got Shayna here, but Kyrie's going to win at Evolution.
Yeah,
Yes.
I go with that.
Tommaso versus Gargano, NXT title.
Tommaso.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Adam Cole, baby, versus Ricochet. I say Ricochet takes
I
the
got
American
Ricochet.
Championship.
Ricochet. Yep.
Okay, moving on. EC3, Velveteen Dream. I'm going EC3.
I'm going to
Velveteen
agree.
Dream.
It's a tough one. I'm going with the Dream.
Dream.
I'm going EC3, but I don't care who wins this match, honestly. It's going to be a fucking awesome match.
It is going to be a great match. Good call
Where's
on
the
that.
winners?
Undisputed
Exactly.
Era versus the Mustache Mountain NXT Tag Team titles. I think the Undisputed Era keeps the titles.
Yeah, because the War Raiders are coming after them soon.
And then any NXT signing sitting in the crowd, sure. I'll say yes to that.
I got Matt Riddle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I wrote Dijak.
okay, so we had some questions on the chat we got to address. Does anyone have them pulled up?
I do.
Excellent. Amanda, go ahead.
Will SummerSlam come to Toronto next year? I didn't ask that question.
Well, first, who did ask that question? And I assume that they are from Toronto.
Yeah.
Who sent in the question? Do we know?
All the questions in the chat are from Anthony.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I say there's a very good chance. They're doing a lot of historic first times. So yeah, I think there's a very good opportunity for that.
Hey, SummerSlam's been in Toronto before.
That is true. That is very true. It's been a very long time, though.
Very long.
What do you guys think?
I would love it. It would be awesome, and it would be great to have that the year before Toronto comes back for its third Mania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, what was the next one?
If Seth wins back the title, where will Dean Ambrose's place be in Raw?
That's a really
there's
good
always a
question.
possibility Rollins would win it, then Ambrose would turn on him and they'd feud over the IC belt.
Well, right, and that's the way I'm thinking. Outside of that, I think it's really too early to tell where he would fall. You know, I think a lot of that will be determined based on what happens at SummerSlam. I think that will set the stage for where Dean Ambrose will be placed going forward. If you're asking placement via mid-card or main event, I do think he'll be placed main event for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, next one.
And why does Matt Hardy have Jimmy legs?
What the fuck is a Jimmy leg?
You know Jimmy legs?
No, it's a Jimmy leg. Am I the only one that has no idea what this is?
I learned that on, what was it, Seinfeld, I think.
It's like they're like kind of bow-leggedy.
Oh, well, because he's been getting his ass kicked for 30 years. That probably has something to do with it. All the leg drops off the top rope.
Yeah, and his pelvis is basically fusing with his back right now.
I mean, even Vince said, you know, a lot of shows that we worked with Matt, you know, you'd see Matt after a match and, you know, he'd be banged up. You know, he'd be feeling it. He's no spring chicken.
You notice that Fandango stopped using that top rope leg drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, that's probably what I know. Obviously, he never did it from the top rope, but Hogan did the leg drop for so many years. That's why he ended up with hip problems.
So that's it from the chat, right?
Well, no, Amanda, did you read the one from Saki the Sock Puppet? Those ones that you said just before the show started?
That one I have Saki the Sock Puppet pulled up. So Saki the Sock Puppet, Platinum Saki, says Roman were to win the Universal Championship at SummerSlam. Could his championship win bring the worst impact to the fans, or could it be the best impact to WWE itself? Hashtag Ask the War Report. Of course, thank you so much for your question. I know this is not your first time, so appreciate it. Keep them coming for your chance to be in the Wrestlerumble SummerSlam Pick'em. That's a great question, guys. What do you think? I think I don't know how to answer that one.
Yeah,
I think it's both. Oh, no. I definitely think it's worse for the fans.
I think it's worse for the fans if they don't make him heel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
They have to make, if they want this championship reign to work, no pun intended, reigns, but they have to make him heel. This is never going to work, babyface. You may as well drop the belt the next night on Raw to somebody else. Never going to work.
I agree with that.
And that's the bottom line because Kat said so.
just picture him saying, "You want a reason to boo me? I'll give you a reason."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
So we also we had another question come in. Another supporter who tunes in every week. We appreciate the wrestling chick.
Mimi.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling about the Dean Ambrose return, which we did already cover? I'm very excited for it. I just wish they would have saved it for SummerSlam.
Yeah, I agree. It was, and it happened. Even though it didn't happen at SummerSlam, it happened at the right time last night. It gave it just enough.
No,
Well,
I agree.
You know what? I just thought of something. Now, Ryan, the reason that this time Steve is right about the whole making an impact, a better impact with waiting on Dean until SummerSlam is because these days a majority of WWE fans have the network.
Yeah.
So they're already going to watch. Whereas at a pay-per-view years ago, they wouldn't have. A lot of people wouldn't have seen it. So it makes more sense to do the big surprise at SummerSlam because more fans can see it.
Oh, I was just saying I would agree with the point of holding off. I was just negating the whole point of you can't promote me if you don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
I gotcha. Did we find out the translation of what Paul Heyman said, right? Or no?
Not solidified, but I keep on hearing they'll never like you or something along those lines of they'll never appreciate you.
I don't know if we have time for this because we have 3 minutes, but the elephant in the room as far as little Randy Orton, out of nowhere. Like, is that like how much legitimacy is there really?
I think it's fucking hilarious. Number one. Number two, I will say this. After some of the stories our friend Maven shared, I wouldn't necessarily put it past him.
He did poop in a diva's bag. So
I think if they're opening up an investigation, I think it's ridiculous and move on.
6 fucking years ago, or no more. It was like 12 years ago, whatever.
But this is the thing, though. Someone pulled up the podcast that he did X amount of years ago. The guy that's claiming that it happened to, he's not making any beef about it. He posted on his Twitter, I have no problem with Randy Orton at all.
Right.
Is that even
else
It's just pointless to bother with.
I agree.
All right. Well, it's about that time. SmackDown Live, last SmackDown Live before SummerSlam. So we're gonna wind it down. I want to thank everybody for sending in your questions. Tonight's the night we are going to deliberate. We're gonna pick which one got us talking the most, and really hooked it up for us. And you will get an email with your free entry into the Wrestlerumble SummerSlam Pick'em. Make sure you fill it out and submit it before bell time of the pay-per-view for your chance for some great prizes. I want to thank everybody again for tuning in each and every week, every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live on the Tag Me a Date YouTube channel. I swear to fucking God, the apps are coming. I promise you, they're coming. We're just doing some final testing, but I'm telling you, they're coming. So stay tuned for details on that for Apple and Android. TagMeADate.com. Only dating site for wrestling fans. Find somebody to share SummerSlam with. It's going to be a good one. And it's free, so why not? Check it out. Do it now. And then go watch SmackDown Live. Thanks again for tuning in. We will see you next week. Same time, same place.